Alright, so before I put the base coat on, I'm going to go over this with some 600 grit. Okay, I feel like I've been sanding forever. But I think I'm ready to start preparing for my first coat of paint. What I didn't know is when I had used the primer, I created a clog in the cup. So when I went to spray my base coat, I immediately had problems, and you'll see in the video me looking at the gun, adjusting the knobs, trying to adjust airflow, fluid, the fluid lever to release a certain amount of paint, all kinds of things. I was looking at the compressor. I couldn't figure out what the problem was, and I thought maybe the paint inside the cup there was something in there clogging it, keeping it from going down into the gun. So I would periodically open the cap and look inside to see what was going on, and then I would close the cap and start spraying and it would work. And then very quickly it would stop working, so I'd do it again. I'd open the cap and look in there, trying to see what's going on, close it, and then it would work again. And it never occurred to me, and man, I felt pretty dumb when I finally figured it out, but it never occurred to me that the small hole in the top of the cap had been clogged with primer because I didn't clean it very good after I'd primered it. And so there was no vent to equalize the air pressure inside the cup, so the paint didn't want to fall down into the gun to spray out. And so it took me all day, a huge fight. Every time I would try to paint, it was a big fight. But I eventually figured it out, and I felt so dumb. But hey, I got it figured out, I got it fixed, and it made a huge difference when it came to clear coating. So if you're doing your own painting at home, make sure you're cleaning the small vent and top of the lid of your cup as well as the rest of the gun. I mean, that's something that obviously I should have known. Whenever you pour gas out of a gas can, for example, if you have a small opening on one end that's vented, it flows out so much better. And I know that, and I'm kicking myself for not realizing that sooner, because I wasted a lot of paint, I wasted a lot of time, created a lot of frustration. And as I was spraying, I would turn up the air to try to get more paint to blow out, to try to, maybe that would fix it. And as I was blowing more air out and increasing the air pressure, that high velocity air was hitting the surface that I was painting and causing the paint that I sprayed onto the metal to act weird and like spread out and weird marks and stuff. And overall, it was just a real pain in the rear, but I eventually got it covered. It doesn't look perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. Most of this video, the rest of it's going to be muted anyway because my air compressor was running constantly and it was really loud. And if you notice, the paint is got more of a green tint to it, like a emerald colored. And when I was buying it online, the sample that they show online is blue. It doesn't look green at all. And it's advertised as frost metallic blue. But despite it being more of a green color, I actually really liked it and it turned out really nice. Alright, that's the first layer of clear coat. We're gonna do at least 2. The clear coat that I had laid down, I sanded it, got all the rough spots out of it. I got the razor blade out and I cut drops out, big clumps that had come down, and then sanded. So I think I'm ready for hopefully the final coat. Hopefully it'll look better now that I have the problem solved, which turned out to be this little hole right here was clogged. So hopefully this will lay down a little nicer now. That can be done with the front end. All right, let's get this set up and spray. Immediately I notice a difference. It's going down so nice. I even had to turn it down because I had too much fluid coming out. So I turned it down just a touch and continued on, and it worked so much better throughout the whole project. I didn't have to keep stopping and trying to adjust it and fix it and whatnot. That laid down way better. I think I got it figured out finally. I'm happy with how that turned out. It's looking pretty good. I might try to polish it up, or I might just leave it with the orange peel. I don't know yet. So I'm gonna let this sit and dry, get hard, whatever it does, cure. And then I need to move this out of the way for the back end of the truck. But that might have to wait for another video. I don't know. So I'm gonna probably let this sit for like a day or 2 before I move it, and then I'll start working on the back end. It's a little more green than I anticipated. I thought it was gonna be more of a bluish color, but I kind of like this. It looks pretty good. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching.
Tumbleweed Garage.